Hi folks, it's John from lastchanceautorestore.com. I'd like to share with you an update. This is the 1950 Dodge pickup truck. It's a regular cab, short bed, step side. We didn't do a complete ground-up restoration on this. This was just quite a bit of tweaking that needed to be done. So this was done years ago somewhere else. And our client had some difficulty, couldn't get it to drive or shift after the people had put the truck together. So I'll just kind of share with you some of the things we did just quickly in case you didn't see our previous videos. So he couldn't get it to shift, and when it was going in, it's a 3 on the tree, and when it's going into gear, it would pop out of first. It was grinding going into second, and it had really hard time to try and find reverse, and so he wasn't able to drive it, and it was very frustrating for them, and it's been in their family the whole its whole life. So I think it sat for about 3 years, and then he was referred to us. So we trailered it down. We took everything apart. It was assembled wrong, and there were some linkage concerns. So we redid the shifter mechanism and how it shifts, and it shifts perfectly now. So first, second, third, and reverse works exactly as it should. So we corrected all of that, and then there were some big issues with the steering box. So we were able to find a steering box for it. So we replaced the shaft and the steering box itself, so that's corrected. And then the other things were just a little bit of detail stuff. The radio, it was the authentic tube AM radio. We removed it, shipped it out, had it rebuilt, and reinstalled it. So it works as it should now. And then the ride height, which we'll share with you as we walk around. The ride height, there were some difficulties with the rear leaf springs, improper repair, and wrong stance. So we had them re-arched and done properly, new shocks in the rear, and we have the correct ride height. There was also a main frame support piece near the rear that had quite a bit of corrosion and holes. So we removed cut out all the rotted sections, welded in new metal, and then we protected the cross member. So now it's back to the way it should have been 3 or 4 years ago, whoever built the vehicle. It's drivable, it shifts as it should, it stands quite nice. And then the last thing we did, it's a shame that it's an overcast day, Rick spent many hours wet sanding and polishing and detailing the truck because it was painted several years ago and there was some runs here and there and just didn't look very, very bright. So now we'll just briefly walk around it. So it's a pretty rare truck, a 1950 short bed Dodge, upgraded chrome package, the nice ram's horn on the front, and it was converted from a 6-volt system to a 12-volt system. It's got really nice tires, the wide white walls, the correct black rims with the correct Dodge upgraded chrome. Most of these Dodge B-Series trucks, when you see them, there'll be the painted hubcap and painted front grille and accents. You generally don't see the high-end chrome. We've got some plastic protection vinyl over top of the running board because we're getting ready to load the truck. We're going to be delivering it tomorrow. So we just put this protection on so that we don't scratch or mark or get the running board dirty. You can see the gloss of the paint. Hopefully you can pick it up. It's just too bad it's so dark, but you can see my reflection, and that's after many hours of wet sanding and polishing. So it's not like an outstanding paint job, but we're able to get it to level out quite a bit. There's quite a bit of orange peel, so we're able to make it a little bit smarter looking. And then we've got plastic protection here on the seat, but finished off really well. Quite a rare truck, and you can see the radio there on the left. So it has the correct, authentic tube radio. Very, very rare in a truck for 1950. And now it works as it should. It's converted from, it stayed a 6-volt system, and then we have an inverter going from 6-volt to 12-volt for the truck. So quite clean inside, quite a decent truck. Nicely done, nicely finished off. And then as we come out, I'll just shut that door. So now that we have that done, as we come along, you can see the ride height, and that's where there was some difficulty before. We can probably pan out a little bit to see the overall truck, the stance. Trucks are always a little bit higher in the back end, and it's more of an optical illusion with the Dodge. because the side panel of a Dodge truck is typically taller or higher than, say, a Ford or a Chev. So they have an extra section which makes it quite a bit taller on the side rails. But you can see the ride height, the distance between the fender and the top of the tire is correct on all four sides, where it was really wonky before. And you can see the shine once again. There was a lot of kind of almost a textured paint, a lot of orange peel. It wasn't leveled out, and Rick spent a lot of time wet sanding and polishing to level it out. And you can see here, I think the camera can probably hit on, it's a terrible day outside. You can see my clear reflection, the camera person reflection here. So very, very nice in terms of how level he was able to get it. And then as we come around the back, if you recall, a lot of the paint was missing on the tail lights, the Dodge outline. It's correct in 1950 to have the silver inset, and it's kind of tricky. You need a really steady hand to paint those, so we were able to clean them up, treat them properly before we applied the correct paint. A lot of work on the tailgate too that was done, and then as we come down this side, once again you can see the correct ride height and the overall shine of the truck. So it's quite a smart looking truck now. The really nice contrast, the black wheels, the black running boards against the bright red paint, and this is a correct Dodge red color, which is quite rare. And then you can see on the inside, on this side obviously very, very clean, finished off very well. We repaired the door. There was a window channel issue. The window would only crank down part way. We adjusted the doors. They weren't really adjusted properly. So we do this quite a bit at Last Chance Auto Store. We're known for our total ground up restoration, rotisserie restorations. But a lot of times what we're finding is to get a vehicle like this to the next level, it's more of an attention to detail thing in terms of driveline, braking, suspension, and cosmetics. So with a little bit of elbow grease and a little bit of dedication and time, and with the experience our staff has between our steering, suspension, and the drivability, fabrication on the subframe, and then your overall paint, detail, fit, and finish, we're able to take a vehicle kind of to the next level without being ignorant or smart about it. So quite happy the way it turned out. So our next step, we're going to be ready to load it up and take it back to our client. So this is a 1950 Dodge truck, a short bed step side. I thank you for watching. I'm John from lastchanceautorestore.com.